What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Ins and U's podcast. Week 12 in the NFL just wrapped up, and the Steelers and Eagles both had some tough losses. The Eagles drop a divisional game to the Cowboys, losing the number one seed in the NFC, and the Steelers blow a 4-game lead on the AFC North, now falling to second place in the division behind the Baltimore Ravens. We're going to dive deeper into both of these games, plus later in the show, we'll be joined by a special guest and our good friend Harvey, who's going to help dissect the college football playoff picture heading into the final week of the college football regular season. There's a lot of good football going on heading into the Thanksgiving weekend, so let's grab a beer and get right into it. This is the Ins and U's podcast. Let's get cracking.
If you could be any color on the color wheel, what would you be?
You always ask me questions that I would never think about.
I got to make sure that it's something that catches you off guard.
Ever. Ooh, I don't know, dude. Purple.
Purple. It's a good color. I think I would be green. Welcome to another episode of Yins and U's. My name is Ben, followed with my co-host Nathan Fubio. How you doing today, buddy?
Not too shabby, dude. It's Thanksgiving week. I have vacation from work. I'm just locked into football this week and locked into family and food later down the road. So
Absolutely. See, thankfully, we already had our Thanksgiving meal, so I'm just watching football all day.
That's awesome.
It's going to be great.
Because there's honestly not too bad of a slate.
No, it's
on Thursday.
Really good.
It is looking really good. Can I just highlight it just really quickly?
Let's go ahead and just top it.
You got your typical Lions, Green Bay.
Yeah, of course.
That's that 1 p.m. game. The Lions always love to give thanks, and they hand out interceptions and wins on Thanksgiving.
For some reason.
Could that be the same thing again? I don't know. This seems like a little revenge game. A get-back game. They lost to Green Bay already.
True.
And then 4:30 game. Kansas City's going to Dallas, a hot Dallas team.
Yep.
Hot
and that
Dallas
sucks, dude, because, I hate
hot
both
Dallas
of those
team.
teams. So,
I
who do I want to win?
That's going to be interesting.
I mean, I guess at the end of the day, I want Kansas City to win, keep Dallas out of contention. But,
but
I don't
we want Kansas City not in the playoffs?
Exactly.
They just snuck a win out against the Colts, dude. I think we need them to fall off one here. And then, the night game for Thursday is the return of Joe Burrow against the Ravens.
Yeah. Is he ready to come back? They say he is.
He says he is. So, but I feel like I've seen this game played before.
Yeah, I would have sat him.
He's like, I'm ready. I'm so good. I feel great. And then there goes his other toe.
Yeah, you've already got a Joe in the helm. Just leave him there.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Joe Flacco is cooking, man.
He really is. I mean,
dare I say elite?
Dare you say it? Yeah. Dare you say it?
Whatever. I've been
well, small talk. Do you have anything going on? Or
just small talk football. Like I just said, we got a good Thanksgiving thing coming up. Fantasy is going, dude.
Do you want to give everybody the official announcement?
The official. Congratulations on clinching a playoff spot.
Yeah, 3 years in a row, baby. 3 years in a row. I just happen to be the best right now. Don't let the scoreboard tell you.
I remember last year you got him by the skin of your teeth.
But I made it, didn't I?
You did make it. It's not looking good. Didn't get a win this week, but everyone that I needed to lose lost. So it is a tight race for that last sixth place spot. And I hold it. I hold the lead. But
it's not impossible.
It's not impossible, but my next two games are the number 1 and number 2 teams in the league right now.
It'll be fun.
I'm not looking forward to it. Will Bucky Irving stay healthy? Probably not.
Yeah, he didn't get to play this week.
Will Jamar Chase keep his saliva in his mouth? Also probably not.
We'll have to see. Well, I mean, he could spit this game if he wanted to.
No.
Why not?
I need him.
Well, just let him do it at the end of the game.
But then he's going to be spinning for the next game, and I need him then, too. And I need to win these next two. You have no idea how upset I was. Because this game, on paper, was an easy win. But unfortunately, my team played on turf. So I
absolutely
couldn't get a win.
I would have no idea.
Yeah, I know. It sucks, dude. I was supposed to win. I was supposed to have an easy landslide win. Bucky Irving's supposed to come back. They talked about it all week, that he's back at practice ready to go. And then Friday before the game, they decided they weren't going to play him. That was not cool. Then Wednesday, Jamar Chase gets suspended for spitting. I'm out a wide receiver and a running back. So I had to start Sean Tucker, and I had to start Xavier Worthy. And the Vikings suck. I accidentally trapped myself into having a lot of Vikings players. I didn't mean to.
And a bad year to do it.
Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, and Aaron Jones, and the kicker, Will Moglen, is on my team as well.
All good players. Too bad they just don't have a good quarterback.
Oh, my God. I want to get into that later if we have time to talk to Vikings, but they're ass.
They're bad. They're bad.
Before
Might as well do what we do best.
Let's do what we do best and what we love, and that is what?
The weekly roundup. Start the music. Now.
We start things off Thursday night where Houston's defense showed up wanting to get paid per sack. 8 of them made Josh Allen look like he was training for a decathlon instead of playing quarterback. With C.J. Stroud out, Davis Mills started by throwing like he forgot how to throw a football. Starting out with 1 for 8, but then suddenly remembered he's in the NFL and tosses 2 touchdowns before halftime. Buffalo tried to rally, but Allen capped the night with a game-sealing pick. Texans upsets, winning 13-19. Baltimore came in and handled business while the Jets just kept being the Jets. The Ravens played defense through limited New York offense with Tyler Taylor as the starter, and Baltimore's offense did enough to put the game away. Meanwhile, the Jets still managed to mess up. A red zone fumble by Breece Hall, and spoiler alert, still 0 interceptions on the year for the Jets. The Ravens now own the AFC North, winning 23-10. Chicago jumped out to an early thanks to Caleb Williams' masterclass. 3 touchdowns and 0 fear, plus 2 early Steeler turnovers that the Bears happily turned into points. Even with the defense missing half of its starters, Chicago kept smacking Pittsburgh at the exact wrong times. An opening drive pick, strip sack, and a game-ending swat on 4th and 6. The Steelers put up a lackluster offense with Mason Rudolph at the helm, but conservative doesn't win you games. Ben Johnson out-coaches Mike Tomlin, and the Bears win 31-28. New England pulled off a win over Cincinnati with clutch field goals, defense doing just enough, and Joe Flacco trying to find his glasses the entire game. Patriots stay on the right side of the W and keep that momentum going, 26-20. Detroit was wild. The Giants put up 517 total yards. Jameis Winston threw for 357 yards and had a receiving touchdown. Wan'Dale Robinson had a monster day, and while it looked like they had this in the bag, Detroit responds. Jahmyr Gibbs racked up 246 all-purpose yards and capped the whole thing off with a 69-yard overtime touchdown run like he was late for dinner. Lions win. Giants become the first team eliminated from the playoffs, losing 34-27. Green Bay came out and slapped the Vikings upside the head like this was a beatdown. The Packers offense didn't need to run a marathon. They just crossed the goal line enough times where their defense repeatedly forced Minnesota into timeouts. The Vikings offense, flat, boring, and hopefully forgettable. 52 passing yards and 2 interceptions, but those stats belong to 9 or J.J. McCarthy. The Packers dominate 23-6. Kansas City was down 20-9 in the 4th quarter, and that might be game over, but this is Patrick Mahomes we're talking about. He dropped 352 yards, rallied the Chiefs back, and Harrison Buckner drilled the overtime winner. Chiefs survives, Colts biting fingernails, and suddenly the AFC West is still alive. Chiefs win in overtime, 23-20. Seattle looked solid early, 23-3 and then 30-10, but this Titans team refused to quit. Tennessee crawled back with a late rallying punt return here and a scramble there. The Seahawks, they shook, they stirred, and they somehow finished that martini. Jackson Smith-Njigba had 8 catches, 167 yards, and 2 touchdowns. The dude is quietly becoming a monster in the NFL. The Seahawks survived 30-24. Jacksonville and Arizona went to overtime after a messy game that had more turnovers than touchdowns. Trevor Lawrence tossed 3 touchdowns, but also threw 3 picks because balance is important. The Jags barely survived thanks to a Cam Little field goal, and the Cardinals salute, fans leaving frustrated. Jags win 27-20. It was only a matter of time. Shador gets the starting role for the Browns, and Cleveland cruise. The Raiders, they look like they need to apologize for boring us. The Browns defense got pressure, offense moved smart, and Geno Smith in Vegas looked like the guy who ordered the appetizer and then fell right asleep. The Raiders fans might want to check on the teams if they're even still in the building. Shador grabs the win for the Browns, 24-10. Atlanta snapped a brutal 5-game losing streak by stomping the New Orleans Saints. Backup quarterback Kirk Cousins still got that big Kirko swag in him. 16 for 23, 199 yards and 2 touchdowns. Tyler Shaw threw for 243 yards but was sacked 5 times. Alvin Kamara with a knee injury leaves in the 1st quarter and never returns. Falcons defense played fast and clean, and the Falcons bounced back 24-10. In Dallas, the Cowboys erased a 21-0 hole like they were speeding through homework on Sunday night. Dak Prescott threw 2, ran in another, and George Pickens went off 146 yards. Dallas snatched the game with a field goal as time expired. The Eagles had speed, talent, everything, but decided 21 points leads were for amateurs. The Kelly Green is undefeated no more as the Eagles dropped this one 24-21. On Sunday night, the Los Angeles Rams basically played the line of scrimmage and forgot to turn off that scoreboard. The Rams offense humbled, defense dominated, and the Bucs just didn't do anything. Bucky Irving is still on the sidelines, and now Baker gets to join him as the Bucs have now moved to 6-5 after starting 4-1 on the year. Rams moved to the number 1 team in the NFC with a win, 24-7. San Francisco walked into Monday Night Football and walked out with a win, despite Brock Purdy coughing up 3 first-half interceptions. Christian McCaffrey, facing his whole team, runs for 189 yards and adds 53 receiving yards, pushing him towards another monster all-purpose day. Meanwhile, Carolina's offense looked like it forgot the game plan. 2 picks from Bryce Young did not help. Bang bang, Niner game, they get the win 20-9. That wraps up the latest week in the National Football League.
Boom. There's another week done.
Another great week, man.
Another great week.
A lot of good weeks. There were a lot of overtime games this week.
Yeah, surprisingly.
I know.
Surprisingly.
It was pretty cool.
No, it was a really good week though. A lot of interesting stuff. Where do you want to start off?
Ooh, I feel like I get the ball a lot. Start off. Do you want the ball this time?
I mean, I can.
Little cry, eagle cry.
Yeah. Do we just want to go ahead and get into the Eagles game?
Let's get into that East game in Dallas, man. Let's talk about it.
All right. So, as I do best, I'm gonna shit on AJ Brown.
We've never done that before. On this
Never
podcast.
never once. And our comments definitely don't tell me that I'm wrong. But no, he had a game.
Sure did.
This Sunday. He got some receptions, some targets. He went like 8 for 10, I think. 110 yards, give or take. Something like that.
He was all over the field in that first drive where he got the touchdown.
He was,
I know
yeah.
that. And I only know that because I was going against A.J. Brown. And I'm like, of course.
Of
this
course.
is the week he decides to go off. But it's whatever.
But that being said, what I want to say is that we still lost. So did it matter that he got the stats that he wanted? It didn't.
Anybody talk to A.J. Brown after? Is he happy?
I don't know. Is he ever happy?
Well, he wasn't because he wasn't getting the ball, but now he got the ball. So
it seemed like the same stuff. He was actually talking less now that they lost,
Interesting.
which is good.
How about that?
All he had to say was, "Yeah, we just got to be better. We got to be a better team." You know, the basic slop. Who gives a shit? I woke up from a fever dream the other day, and with a realization. Mm-hmm. By realization, I mean just a statement that I made in my head, but I wrote it down. I said, I think there are a lot of frustrations that build up in a team, but Jalen gets the brunt end of it because he's the QB. There's always going to be ups and downs, but at the end of the day, you're still a team. Those are your brothers, and that's who you stand with.
That's really long to put on a T-shirt.
Well, but we could. I mean, we could. I've got a shot glass that has the Declaration of Independence on it. It's really tiny, but you could do it.
Okay, yeah, it's possible.
But that being said, it was a bad loss. The Eagles' offense didn't look very good. I mean, they looked great in the first half. I don't know what the fuck happened after the clock, but it's not even like it's not that the Cowboys were bad necessarily, because they did show up in that second half. They totally did, and the Eagles just got burnt on defense, which. I'm not going to put a lot of blame on the defense because they've been carrying this team for the past 6-7 weeks.
The Cowboys' offense is it's so hot right now.
It really is.
It really is. They're clicking really well.
Yeah, they've got a lot of fire under their belts after the tragic loss of their defensive end. Mm-hmm. So good for them. Whatever. Fuck the Cowboys. I don't care. I do care about. Guy who passed away. Hold on.
Let me clipped right there. Hold on.
I don't care about the fucking Cowgirls. That doesn't matter. AJ Brown is not the fucking receiver that he thinks that he is. He's great, but he's not the best this year because he has the coverage on him. Next year maybe, but as of right now, my stance on AJ Brown is get rid of him or I guess do what he wants. But I don't really.
Execute him?
I don't.
Jeez.
He just right now he just seems like such a cancer in the locker room. I've said it every week, those exact same words. But there is clearly some dysfunction going on that we don't get to see on the offense. So
I don't think we talked about this last week. I can't remember the timeline of it when the episode came out, but did you see the clip? They asked him, reporters were asking A.J. Brown if, due to his involvement in the game, if he's the same player that he once was, and his response was, well, then I guess Saquon just isn't the same player that he
I
was,
did see that.
based on that, which I'm like, I understand what he's saying, but he is just, the execution is just so bad.
It is.
Because, like, yes, by that logic, like, I think A.J. Brown is a really good receiver, but, like, we're just not seeing that.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, by the logic of the reporter, then that it's like they're saying that Saquon's not a good player. But
No, I totally understand.
he
like the
said that
math
Saquon wasn't the same player either. I'm like, oh, brother. You gotta...
It's just stuff that you don't say to the media. I don't know.
He's saying the wrong thing with the camera in his face.
That's exactly what it is, because everything that you say is going to be taken out of context.
Right.
So you gotta. I mean, you just have to be better about that. His agent needs to media train him better. I
He's
guess.
PR
That's really it.
I think
Yeah.
really badly.
Yeah.
But, like, I also like. It's funny because like I also like I understand what he's saying and like I kind of get what he's saying. I'm not saying he's wrong, but like
No.
how he says it.
Exactly. I guess at the end of the day, what I'm saying is, what AJ is complaining about is a reasonable thing to complain about. But how he's going about it, causes an issue. Yeah. I mean, it's always it's always going to cause some sort of morale disruption when you're bad talking your team to the media and not to your own team. I mean, I think if he was to go in and say, "Hey, Jalen, you fucking suck. You need to get the ball to me more," or "Hey, Kevin Patullo, I don't like this offensive plan that you have marked up. Here's some suggestions." That's constructive. What he's doing is not constructive.
Telling Jalen Hurts that he sucks is constructive.
Well, listen. If you were to come up to me, let's say in a position, you're my wide receiver, I'm your quarterback, and we have a history of friendship before we played together, right? I mean, they're at least in the eyes of the media, very good friends.
Right.
If you came up to me and said, "Hey, that pass that you threw, that was dog shit." Sure, that's constructive to me because we're friends. There's a rapport there. You know, I mean, but just going to the media and saying, "Yeah, if you have me in fantasy, fucking drop me because I'm just not being used," it's going to cause a strife. There's going to be drama. There shouldn't be drama in football. Just fucking hit each other. Throw the ball.
The NFL finds a way, though.
They do. They do. Make sure you're always thinking about it.
It's interesting. So, I mean, but like, yeah, where does this lead the offense? A.J. Brown finally got involved, but I mean, you went against a Cowboys offense that also did really good. So,
well,
I mean, do you even dare to say that the Eagles played bad? I don't know if
you
could say that.
Let me demonstrate what I think our biggest problem is. All right. Mm-hmm. Let me give you a scenario.
Okay,
you are the Eagles' offensive coordinator, not Kevin Patullo. You are you, but you just happen to be their offensive coordinator, right?
Right.
You're on 3-15 on your 40.
Okay.
What do you think the best course of action for a game plan is?
3-15.
3-15 on your 40. What's the call that you're making?
I mean, try to make it. I mean, knowing the Eagles, you try to make it fourth and manageable. I feel like it. You got two very talented wide receivers. You got a tight end.
Now, you just say knowing the Eagles. Is that what you would do?
See, I haven't been watching enough Kevin Patullo, but I have seen enough. I know what I'm not doing, and I don't think I'm giving the ball to Saquon.
Oh, interesting, because I'm Kevin Patullo in this situation, and here's my game plan. We're going to run it right up the fucking middle, because it just doesn't fucking work! It doesn't work!
No. Oh, no.
Okay. Why in the world is this always our option? Thinking that Saquon is going to be our sweet Hail Mary that we can just put out there and get us 15 yards. Because we can't. It's the same situation with A.J. Brown. People realize that he is one of the best receivers right now, right? Oh, they're going to double coverage him. They know that Saquon is one of the best running backs right now. Okay, we're going to have two spies on him at all times. That's clearly not going to work.
I mean, you probably could get away with doing that last year, but
Last year,
we're in week 12. We're getting into week 13 now.
2025. It's not last year. Kevin
Yeah,
Patullo wasn't even on this
true,
team
but
last
like
year. That's not
yeah,
true. He was on the team, but he wasn't in this position.
But like even then, yeah, like I was saying, it's week 13. You should have an idea of what works and what doesn't work.
Exactly.
Now you would think that. Now we're gonna get into a complaint later where I have with the Steelers, which is kind of the same thing. You would think you would know, but you don't. Anyway, continue, please.
That's really all I have. I just have complaints about. It's all offense. The defense is beautiful to me. One thing I do want to point out: Cooper DeJean is a dog, and he was on CD Lamb, but CD is just not good enough. So he had to put his hand in his face mask. Right under his face mask. Get right up in his face. Just so the refs wouldn't fucking call it, even though it was right in front of him. Now, I know that the Eagles have had a lot of bad calls against them. But when you have a ref that is 5 feet away from the fucking problem, and he doesn't throw a flag, what's that? What? We've got a guest.
We have a surprise guest in the middle of our podcast.
Hello?
Hello?
Well, we were gonna...
We're just in the middle of bitching about the Eagles. Take a timeout. Let's take a quick transition wipe. Hold on. All right, we are back with our special guest. We're going to introduce our college expert here. He is Marshall Superfan, and he is 1 semester away from being a doctor in physical therapy. Please welcome to the podcast, Nathan Harvey.
Yeah! Harvey!
What's going on, Harvey?
Oh, nothing much. Just got off work, but nothing too crazy.
Yeah, how was work?
Here's what it is. I mean,
Yep.
nothing crazy. Yeah.
You guys
Killing the
are
old
talking
people.
boring stuff.
I love talking to people.
We need to get into exciting stuff, and that
Yeah,
is
I agree.
The end of the college football season is coming upon us. We are heading into week 14, the final week of the regular season, with conference championship games right around the corner, Harvey. The playoff picture is building.
Hey, while you
It's
guys
building.
talk college ball, I'm going to grab a beer.
Oh, smart.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, rivalry week is upon us, and it is an exciting time to be a college football fan. I mean, you got
It is.
Ohio State, Michigan playing this week. That's a big one. Texas A&M is playing, I think, Texas. Let me double check that one.
Oh, I got the slew of games for you right here.
Oh, you got the slew.
So part of the thing I
Oh,
want to
go
get
ahead.
into, well, at least the big ones that I want to bring to attention to, because yes, the college football playoff picture is forming rapidly. It is changing, and we get into what I think is going to be a really chaotic week of college football. Things are going to change,
absolutely.
and they're going to have huge implications on who makes these conference championship games, which then later gets into who's going to make the college playoffs. Just a couple big games. We're going to start in the Big 12. We got WVU repping here. We got Utah at Kansas, Texas Tech at WVU. Utah and Texas Tech, the 2 front riders to make the college championship team. Big losses there. That could be pretty bad. We'll go into the Big 10, where our big game where Oregon has to go to Washington. Washington not playing too bad. And, of course, the one you mentioned, Ohio State going to Michigan. I mean, just those 2 teams right there. I mean, Michigan, I don't know. Michigan's
Hasn't
playing kind of
lost
hot.
in a little
Ohio
bit.
State.
Ohio State looks
Ohio
beatable.
State.
And, I mean, I'm not an Ohio State fan by any means, but they look extremely beatable. Michigan's been playing pretty well recently, but again, you go rivalry week, and anything can happen. They're in Ann Arbor, so that's a tough place to play.
Oh, yeah. In Ann
Very
Arbor,
tough.
at the Big House, to Ohio
Yeah.
State team that has not beat Michigan in 4 years.
Yeah. I like to
Now, some
take some
people are
credit in
saying-
that one. Start cheering for them or
You
You want
something.
to take some credit?
Yeah, I did.
But an Ohio State team that has not beaten Michigan in the last 4 seasons, number 1 team in the nation right now is Ohio State. Some people are saying this is at least the best defense in college football history
I mean,
for Ohio State.
it honestly might be, if you look at their schedule, the most points they've given up was to Illinois, who it was only 16 points. Outside of that, it is a bunch of 9, 10-point games, even a 3-point game to Minnesota that they beat by 39. So it is a very, very stout defense. So If Michigan's offense can get the ball rolling, it could be a good game. But again, really good defense. Offense hasn't looked too bad, but I mean, when your defense is playing that much and you're getting the ball that many times, I would hope to God you score. So
I would hope
that's
to
my
God,
two
too.
cents on that one.
But number one team in the nation, undefeated right now, they take a loss to Michigan. You think that's going to hurt their chances for the Big Ten championship?
No. Big Ten championship, yes. Playoff, no. I mean,
Because
you
last
look
year
at the
they
Big Ten.
were a wild card team last year and
Yeah,
still
and they
won the national
won.
championship. Right now
You
they're
go
11-0, undefeated with Indiana, also undefeated in the
right
Big Ten.
behind them. So you go look at Big Ten, you got Indiana right there, you got Oregon. If Oregon wins against Washington this week, another Big Ten foe, you could see. Mm, it would come down to the tiebreak between Ohio State and Oregon with that one, especially if Indiana wins. Indiana wins, they're in the Big Ten playoff championship game that will happen
Oh
in a
yeah.
few weeks. So that one's going to be pretty much locked and loaded. Indiana plays. Let's double check this here. Purdue. Purdue's could be a trap game. Purdue likes to come in, and it's at Purdue. So Purdue has been known to knock off a few top-ranked teams.
Yeah,
That's
they're on the
Ohio
road.
State a few years ago. It just happened. So
Kurt Segnegi, man. I mean, all he does is
yeah,
win. You just got to Google him. So
James Madison, coach, group of five.
that's true. We'll get into the group of five here a little bit, but for the Big Ten, let's talk some SEC football just for a little bit. We got a few key games here that could implicate who gets into that SEC championship game. Starting off, we got Georgia going on the road to Georgia Tech in the ACC, who they're competing for an ACC championship game as well. Texas A&M on the road to Texas, and then Bama going on the road to Auburn, another team that Bama has struggled against as well
On
in
the
recent
road.
history.
Yeah, that game, it's going to be a tough one for Alabama. I don't care. I mean, I might be eating my words here, and by Saturday night, I'll probably eat my words on that. But
Welcome to the podcast.
That's
what we do best.
That's what we do best.
I
But
really do think Auburn could upset. And I like Bama. I like Bama. I mean, when you got Nick Saban coming from Monaga, right down the road from Fairmont, it's hard not to root for him as a West Virginian. Then Georgia, I would like to see the upset from Georgia Tech just to kind of solidify from a team that really turned it around this past year. But that Georgia team is stout. I mean, they're not as stout as they were last year, but I mean, that they just know how to win.
yeah, number
And
14 in the
then
nation. Again, a really hot Georgia Tech team who's competing for an ACC championship. Pitt really threw a damper in that, beating them at home last week.
yeah,
So we'll get in the ACC a little bit. We'll keep in the SEC here.
that Texas A&M Texas game that could be depends on where it's at. It's in Austin.
Yeah, it's in Austin.
Texas A&M likes to choke. I mean, sorry to those Texas A&M fans, but you kind of do. It's the truth of the matter. Texas was a solid team last year, if my memory corrects me. I know Arch Manning has struggled a little bit this season. He's finally finding his groove, but if Texas A&M loses, that'll put them down a lot in the rankings still. But all in all, horns down.
Yeah, there it is. Oh, there he goes.
Oh, there he goes.
He's
Well,
just gone. All right. Let's see.
oh.
What can I
Oh,
talk?
hold on. No, we were talking very quickly
Oh,
about
oh.
the horns down, and I just wanted to bring this up real quick.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Lobs in the air.
if you know, you know.
That's our boy. We put the horns down here. But yeah, big game in the SEC. Texas A&M heading to Texas. Bama going to Auburn. Let's talk a little bit more ACC. That one's getting pretty tight.
Oh,
Like I said
that-
last week, Pitt just had a big win against Georgia Tech to putting out Pitt in contention for the ACC championship game. Pitt now will host Miami, who's looked pretty slow these last few weeks. Virginia is kind of in the mix in the ACC there. They're hosting Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
Just had some big games coming up. And then, yeah, like we said, Georgia and Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech hosting the Bulldogs.
So we'll start with Virginia and that Virginia Tech game. I think Virginia Tech's going to come out and play with nothing to lose. You just hired James Franklin, which is a big hire for college football as a whole, because when Virginia Tech's good, collectively college football's good. You go back to Michael Vick days, it kind of holds through. hasn't been as prominent past few years, but when they're good, they're good. I could see an upset happening there, which will really turn the ACC into a slugfest, especially if Pitt wins and SMU ends up winning. That could change that standings around where you don't have Miami in the championship game, you don't have Georgia Tech in the championship game, and you won't have Virginia in the championship game. You come down to two unranked teams, and as we know, college football playoff, it's the four highest ranked uh, conference champions that get an automatic bid. So that could change a whole bunch of things around in the grand scheme of things.
I'm learning a lot of stuff here.
Yeah, it's not, oh, the Power Four gets this automatic lock in. It's the four highest ranked conference champions. So in theory, I know we mentioned briefly that we might talk about the group of five, um, but there's potential. It's kind of faded now just based on everything, with how the season's kind of faded with Memphis losing a few weeks ago, USF and Tulane. There's a whole bunch of movement that's happening in the group of five, along with James Madison popping off on top of things, all that. There's a lot of movement that you could see a non-power forward champion make it because one of those other teams are ranked higher, such as Tulane outranking Pitt or SMU if those two were in the championship game and won.
Well, I mean, let's just get right into that because that's one of the questions I want to bring up. Do we need to see, or could we even see, a group of five team in the final 12 playoff in the college playoff form? Because like you have Tulane sitting in there right now, Memphis is looking good. East Carolina, James Madison are kind of climbing up there into contention. North Texas is kind of right there outside looking in. But like this is also we're seeing a lot of really stacked Power Four conference teams. So do we see a a group of five team in that 12 spot for the playoffs?
I would like to think yes, because if this is the FBS level. If you look at the FCS level, every conference champion gets an automatic bid to their playoff. That Richmond, I know they may not be that good this year. I haven't really paid too much attention to the FCS, but the FCS does allow an automatic bid to the playoff. I'm not saying FBS will get there. However, it allows equal opportunity, and everyone loves all upset if you look at March Madness. So
It's true.
I think Group of Five should have a not automatic spot, but honestly, I do think that. I just
I
think
like
Group
that.
of Five is not that far behind your average teams in your Power Four conferences. Um, if you look at the top of Group of Five, they are right there competing with those teams, beating them week in, week out, and almost are collectively better as a whole from that. So Group of Five should have an automatic spot in the playoff. Even, pardon me, if it's a 8, 9, 10, 11, or 12 seed. If I get that, because Notre Dame's the same way. They get an automatic fifth seed. They can't be a top four. I know that was last year's playoff. They made that rule, and I think that might have changed. But they get an automatic spot because they're Notre Dame. What if Notre Dame has a bad year? Okay, they're not getting that spot. So
No. Notre Dame, I'm talking Notre Dame having a bad year. They're 9-2 in the season right now.
I
This week
I
they
wasn't
also
saying
have
yeah.
they also have a pretty tough game this week. They go to Stanford, they just beat Cal.
Getting
They're
hot.
playing pretty hot
Yeah.
right now. So
So
I mean, Notre Dame's
college
got
football's
to
wide
go
open.
on the road. It's wild. They fall to 9-3. They don't have a championship game to like win to help get themselves in. So 9-3, Notre Dame make the playoffs. Hypothetically, if they lose, I feel like if they win, they're in. But
Yeah,
like,
if they
again,
win, they're more than likely in. But if they lose,
Stanford's got some momentum here.
it
at
might
home.
be low seed. Like I think your number one seed, like your number one seeds are probably going to be like Ohio State, Georgia will probably be up there. Indiana, if they win out, expect if Indiana wins out, they'll be top three, hands down. Texas A&M, if they win out,
Absolutely.
if Texas A&M wins the SEC championship, they'll be top three. That fourth automatic spot, well, not automatic, but so let me correct myself. So let's say Ohio State wins Big Ten. Uh, Texas A&M wins SEC. There's two of your highest ranked teams getting an automatic bid. You get, um, I think Miami's the highest ranked ACC team, right?
I can confirm that in 2 seconds. No, it is the
Oh,
Virginia
okay.
Cavaliers. They are
They're
six
the
and
highest.
one. They're tied with Pitt and SMU. They're all six
Yeah.
and one, but right now, yeah,
So
Virginia's ranked 19th right now.
right now, okay, and then Tulane is 24th, right? Or 23rd.
Hmm.
So that would be your four highest. Oh, I forgot about the Big 12, which would be BYU. So there's your four highest. I at that point you wouldn't see Tulane get in. Sadly, I think they would cause a little bit of an upset. We saw Boise. They didn't play bad against Penn State last year, but they just kind of Penn State was the better collective overall team. Ashton Genty carried that team really well last
Yes, they
year.
did. Yes,
Should have
they
been
did.
Heisman. Um, so I think, sadly this year's playoff won't have group of five. I still think it'll be an exciting playoff just because of how competitive those top 12 teams tend to be.
I agree. Yeah, and that's why I bring up the debate of a group of five team making it in because I feel like there are so many competitive
Hmm.
Power Four teams out there. So
Like
it does definitely make it interesting.
you look at BYU, I'm not talking crap about BYU. I'm talking highly of the other schools. I do think Memphis, you get them in, you give them a shot against like a Big 12 opponent, not the meaning the Big 12, but like they're one of the weaker Power Force uh,
Yeah.
conferences.
Yeah,
So
No,
yeah.
absolutely.
you throw them in, they're competing right with them. I mean, Memphis was competing with Houston. Oh, that was about 6 to 8 years ago in Conference USA or in AAC, an American Conference. So they've been going at it consistently since the mid 2000s. So it's only a matter of time, I think, before you see Memphis make the jump into the Power Four, along with like potentially Tulane, because they are in that same boat. There's going to be a
Seems
whole
like
lot more movement.
stuff like that is going to be happening pretty
Hmm.
soon. We're seeing the Pac-12 getting rebuilt from
Hmm.
Pac-2 to now another Pac-12 again. The Mountain West Conference is also kind of rebuilding, getting those
Yep.
smaller group of five teams in the bigger
Shout out
conferences.
Cal
So
Davis.
yeah,
It's
sure.
possible. Like it's
Yeah,
quite
yeah, yeah,
possible.
yeah, yeah. So I mean, yeah, we're definitely seeing we're in a weird time, especially with the NIL stuff
Hmm.
of everything kind of getting rebuilt and moved around.
That's changed a whole lot of stuff, and that's again kind of my point on high group of five schools are right there on the same tier, if not better, than your mid-tier Power Four schools.
No,
Of course,
absolutely. No,
I think it's more of a depth thing, more so than talent. They
oh
got
yeah,
more depth than any,
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
money too. So you gotta,
yeah,
that's a big thing
money
now,
helps.
That's
unfortunately, in
what the
college
league's
football.
all
But
about.
Yeah.
All of them.
it's all about it. So yeah, we talked about these different teams. You brought it up. You brought up James Franklin to Virginia Tech. I want to dive into another piece. I want to get
Hmm.
your thoughts on it of
Oh.
the coaching carousel that we're about to see explode. So last weekend, Virginia Tech announced the hiring of their new
Hmm.
head coach, James Franklin, which I think personally is a huge slam dunk hire for Virginia Tech. They've been
Yep.
pretty down in the dumps recently. James Franklin's been kind of criticized for not winning those big ones. I think this is definitely going to help get Virginia Tech back in the right
Hmm.
direction, as you said, in those days where they're kind of competing for an ACC. Do you think we're going to get into here soon of seeing other coaching carousel moves kind of explode for these other big programs? Because there are a
Hmm.
lot of big programs that are looking for head
Yep.
coaches this year. LSU's looking for a head coach. Penn State's still looking for their coach. Florida, Arkansas, Auburn, or a bunch of group of five or Power
Hmm.
Five schools still looking for those head coaches. We're getting into playoffs. I know like transfer portal window is going to be opening up here soon
Yep.
for that next semester. I mean, do you think schools are going to have to capitalize on this soon, get a hire as soon as they can to get those
Yeah.
transfers as quick as they can and those recruits as well? Because James
As
Franklin is now trying to poach some Penn State recruits because he's now
yeah.
got the job and can do that now.
Hmm. I do think it's going to happen. Not just for recruits. He's going to probably bring some players from Penn State with him anyhow. Um, I was a victim from the whole coaching carousel last year with Charles Huff leaving and taking a solid portion of Marshall's roster down to Southern Miss. If Southern Miss wins the Sun Belt this year and upsets James Madison, um, I could see Charles Huff leaving to go to a Power Five school. I would keep that as a mind as or Power Four as one of those dark horse candidates that you see make the jump. I do think there's going to be a lot. LSU, I'm not too sure. I do. There's potential moves I've seen throughout on Twitter of Lane Kiffin leaving Ole Miss to go to like Florida potentially, and LSU or some other school in the SEC, which I think would be a crazy move to just move parallel like that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of parallel to what just happened last year. I think the transfer portal is another thing that will kind of turn some heads with that. But I think if you can get your coach in early, it'll have better success with the transfer portal along with the getting those last minute high school recruits. Because Marshall brought in a kicker in August, and he's doing fantastic. But I'm just using this as a fan perspective. Like, you see this happen. You get a coach hired late. Um, I'm not sure when we hired Tony Gibson, but he came in a little bit later than what we hoped. Kind of affected what recruits we got in the whole 9 yards. We brought in a kicker last minute. He's really good. Um, but it's just one of those you hope to get your coach in as soon as quickly, especially with the new transfer portal rules of that short window that they just established not too long ago. So you get him in, you get your new coach, you get your foundation. I think that James Franklin hire is a great point to it. They'll get those recruits in, and Virginia Tech, I'm going to call it, they're going 8-4 next year and competing within the ACC.
Ooh, already immediate impact from
Already,
James Franklin.
immediate
The
impact from
Hokies.
James Franklin. He is a good coach. Penn State, yes, they haven't won the big games, but he was a good coach. He knows how to win.
It's true.
So,
Yeah.
Which of these jobs do you think is probably like the most sought after job? Because there's a lot of big schools I just listed. Again, LSU, Penn State, Florida, Auburn. What's the number one school everyone's going after? You think?
I think even though I think Penn State or LSU. I mean,
I was gonna say
Florida.
LSU. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm thinking
just
LSU.
it's you got the money, you got the support, you got the donors. It's you're in the Southeast, you're in the SEC. Like it's you got good food. So first and foremost,
That's
like
also
that's
super
a
true.
big like you got good food down
People don't
in
think
the
about
bayou.
that.
So I could see. I think LSU. You got that was 6 years ago, 2019, 2020 time frame. They just won a national championship, so
Was
it's
it the Burrow
right
year?
there. Yeah,
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 I
the
thought so.
Burrow year.
I've even heard people talk about from like a recruiting standpoint, similar to like West Virginia. Everyone that grows up in West Virginia wants to
Hmm.
play for WVU.
Hmm.
Sorry, I know you're a Marshall fan, but
Hey,
like everyone that grows up in Louisiana wants to play for LSU. So
exactly.
like you have that right in your backyard.
So it's
Yeah.
right there. I think any coach that is going after that job that's probably the hottest seat. I think Auburn and Florida are a little bit lower just from like their teams hasn't been too hot as of late. But Penn
True.
State's still doing really well. They're just it's one of those scenarios where ball hasn't fell too well. So,
True.
It's true.
so
Penn
that
State,
process is right there. So.
yeah, Penn State coming off a big win. A lot of the players after the game
Hmm.
were urging the media with their signs to hire the interim head coach as their full-time head coach. Do you think that's something that we could see, or do you think Penn State will look elsewhere?
I wouldn't if the players like the coach. I think is a well versed. I know me and you have our own experience on that type of hire. Um,
Oh man,
um,
if you know, you know.
exactly. But I think just based on the team chemistry and the team environment behind that, I think it's a good hire to kind of just keep in touch with the players. You could retain a lot of that roster. You won't have a lot of roster
Mhm.
changes of the players leaving. You could bring in good recruits, you get those transfer portal guys, and you can make an impact in the Big Ten.
True.
All right, well,
That's a very
hell yeah,
competitive conference.
that is true. Yeah, I feel like now. I think the Big Ten's the best conference in football right now. I don't know. I don't know
Oh,
if that's
for
like a take
sure.
or not,
No, I
but
like that.
like you got Indiana that's really hot. Ohio State is coming off of a national championship win. I feel like the SEC
Hmm.
isn't as big as it has been in previous years, but like even
No.
Oregon is pretty competitive. Michigan had a slow year last year, but they're still
Hmm.
right there, and they bring in USC.
Hmm.
I don't know. It's
Exactly.
pretty
I
interesting.
think I
Pretty
think Big Ten
interesting.
is the toughest conference. I think the SEC bias has gone too far. Um, and yes, they are good football schools. Yes, that is when you think football, you think of Big Ten, you think of SEC. I understand that. I get it. But the bias towards those schools has gone a little bit too far, especially in this day and age. You look 10, 20 years ago, even a little bit longer ago, and I know it's a different time frame, NIL, the whole 9 yards. But the small schools throughout were also competing at a high level. Like your small schools mean like Boston College was pretty good. I know it's been a while, but like those smaller Power Four schools were also competing. So you just gotta keep that in mind as a college football fan. Like yes, those are the good schools, but there are good schools throughout the country that will compete at that high level, and that bias is
That
just
is true.
crazy.
Yeah.
It certainly is. It certainly is. But all right, well, obviously we want to thank you for your time. But
Yep.
first, before we wrap things up, we're getting into on the time that this releases. This will be the last weekend of college football before we get into that conference championship thing. Nathan, Harvey, who are your conference championship picks for the 2025 season?
All right, all right, all right. Oh, I'm going through all FBS. I won't bore you all with the FCS because there are in the playoffs. So to start, I do think we could see a. I'm going to go Virginia, ACC champion. Um,
Ooh.
I think if they can win against Virginia Tech, they'll be locked into that game. Um, and who knows who they'll end up facing in that championship game because it's just is a top to bottom heavy conference of 5-2, 6-1 rankings all throughout their conference standings. The American, honestly, North Texas Tulane, with North Texas making the upset against Tulane. Their freshman quarterback has looked absolutely amazing throughout this season. Big 12, it runs through. It goes through Texas Tech. I was going to say BYU, but something about the Red Raiders. They're hot. They're hot. I mean, they scored 295 points this season, and their defense has been pretty stout, only giving up 100 total points this year. So
Texas
it's a
Tech has
very
a
stout.
lot. They got a
Yeah.
lot of donor money. So
hmm
fuck you, Patrick Mahomes. This is another reason.
yeah. Amen, brother. Um, Ohio State, Indiana. Ohio State wins it. Um, then we get into Conference USA. That is looking interesting. I know it's Western Kentucky, Jacksonville State, Kennesaw State are all at the top of the conference, sitting 6-1. Depending on how these last, Jacksonville State goes to Western Kentucky this week. No, Western Kentucky goes to Jacksonville State. I'm going to give my money to the experienced team of Western Kentucky, the more experienced team at the FBS level. They went out in Conference USA, and the Hilltoppers remain up top. In the MAC, Western Michigan sitting 6-1. You could see them continuing out. I'm not too sure if it's East versus West anymore, but if it is, I could see them going against Ohio again. If it is not, I don't think it's East versus West, but if Central Michigan loses to Toledo, Western Michigan, Ohio, Western Michigan up top, go Broncos. I'm sorry that I'm having to use my phone. I can't think of all these rankings at the top.
You do.
God forbid you use your phone.
Yeah, I know. Mountain West, we go San Diego State's up top, sitting 6-1. Boise State's right behind them. I think San Diego State's it's their time to win the Mountain West. Uh,
Aztecs.
it is the Aztecs.
All right. Well, obviously the most important conference is next. Who's your pick for the Pac-2?
Hmm,
50 shot here.
go Cougars. Wazoo.
Whoa.
Interesting.
No Beavers. Then we got the SEC.
This one's a tough
I
one.
don't like how the Texas A&M has really not won an SEC championship game, so I feel like they're going to lose in the SEC championship game, probably to Georgia, if I had to guess. So we'll go Georgia for that one. I don't think Ole Miss will make it. Ole Miss, I know for a while they haven't won 10. Oh, they've won 10 games this year. For a while they haven't won 10 games at all in their team's history. It was something weird, some weird stat. Then we get to the Fun Belt. the last conference. And this one pains. Not really. James Madison's beating Southern Miss. I hope James Madison absolutely pummels the crap out of Southern Miss, and Charles Huff leaves.
This guy's got a grudge against Southern Miss. I wonder what happened.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, it's not like Brett Favre embezzled money from that school anyhow. Or yeah, so Brett Favre like stole some money from like the people around that area. I know that's a weird. Yeah, look it up. Look it up. If you don't know, look up Brett Favre with Southern Miss.
That's crazy.
But it's going. James Madison's making a name for themselves in this Sun Belt. They just came up a few years ago. They've done really well consistently, and it's their time to win the Sun Belt championship game.
If they win, are they in? Better question to ask.
Probably not.
Oh.
I know they're going to be. I want them to, but I just looking at the vote. You saw some of the voters are just being like, "Oh, I just voted them for just because." So you're not going to see that with the Sun Belt, because a lot of the voters do not give a rat's patoot about the Group of Five schools, no matter how good they are. So, and they love college football. No, you don't. If you don't like Group of Five, if you don't like the small schools, you can't fully attest to liking college football.
Ben, do you like the small schools?
I mean, we kind of went to a small school, but it wasn't D1.
We went to a very small school.
Very true. All right, well, Ben, you got anything else to say before we wrap this up here?
I like football.
Hell yeah. And by
Hell
the time
yeah.
this episode comes out, we're going to have a great slate. Sunday football or Saturday football, college football, followed by NFL on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
I want to thank you for your time, Nathan Harvey. Thanks
Thank
for joining
you all,
the show,
thank you all.
giving you all your
Woo,
knowledge.
Harvey!
Go Herd.
Any last remarks before we swipe and transition?
Go Herd. Eat shit pit.
Ah, shit. Okay, there you go.
There we go.
Easy now.
There we
Horns
go.
down and go ears.
There we
go.
Sucker was-
All
There
right.
we go. There we go. Big win.
WVU! First down!
Big win over Texas Tech this week. WVU.
Let's Falcon go. If you know, you know.
You know what? The
Hell
alma mater.
yes.
Yep.
Shout out to our guest this week, Nathan Harvey. Thank
Thank you,
sir.
buddy.
Thank you all.
Transition.
Bye.
Okay, I'm not doing a transition. That's the cut. That's it. This is where
Yeah,
we
we'll
jump
fucking keep that
back
in. Fuck you, bro. What the hell was that? I was gonna actually thank him. And be like, yo, this was really good. I was gonna like hype him up. Oh, fuck
No,
that
I'm trying
guy,
to talking
dude.
to him.
Golly. All right.
Okay.
Now we're going to do the actual cut to the end of the episode where we're going to do our recap. This is the real cut.
This is the real Whoa.
Whoa. All right, we're back. Got some stuff taken care of. We just finished up wrapping up the Eagles. Now we're going to bitch about the Steelers with a 28-31 loss in Chicago to the Bears. And fuck, that sucked. Dude. I am, for this podcast, wearing today, recognize this one?
Is that Kenny Pickett?
It is Kenny Pickett because
hero?
he is the only jersey I have in my collection that isn't pissing me the hell off right now, dude.
Super
That's
Bowl
'cause he's
winner.
not- I almost wore the George Pickens one, but I wore that
Super Bowl
a few episodes ago. But 28-31 loss in Chicago to the Bears. The Bears, I think I can say that they are a pretty solid football team.
They are. They really are.
I'll give it to him. Caleb Williams was looking pretty good, but it's pretty hard to look bad when the middle of the field is fucking wide open.
That is true. You guys were also down your quarterback.
So yeah,
Aaron
that was a
Rodgers
big loss.
out,
I was really
so-
hoping. I was talking about it for weeks. I was really hoping A-Rod could come in and just own the Bears one last time.
Me,
But
me and Tom were walking through Walmart on Sunday, and we were talking about how Aaron Rodgers is probably not going to play. And then it just got ruled that he was like officially out. And there was a guy in front of us wearing a Steelers jersey, and he turned around real quick and he went, "Aaron Rodgers is out!" And that was it.
So I felt too, dude. I was just like, dude, perk him up. Like, let's get him ready to go. But regardless, yeah, he was out. Mason Rudolph was in. Darius Slay was also back in. And Highsmith was out again. I'm not going to waste my time bitching about Alex Highsmith being traded.
really good at
but
that.
it's just week after week, he makes it look more easy to be traded because a couple of defensive stats I'll highlight there, and then I'll bitch about the offense for a little bit. Defense, for the most part, looked pretty solid, especially starting out hot. We looked really good. TJ Watt had a strip sack, forced fumble, which now he has more career sacks than his brother JJ Watt.
I saw
TJ.
that. I saw that.
Nick Herbig was able to recover that for a touchdown. The Steelers are up 14-7 before you know it. And you're like, holy shit, we're about to do something crazy. Next drive the Bears have, DeAndre Swift fumbles it, and Yaya Black recovers it, and Steelers get the ball again. You're like, this is looking awesome.
Yup.
But offense can't score, and then the defense just got worse throughout the game. Caleb Williams finished today with 139 yards and 3 touchdowns. Middle of the field was just wide open, dude.
As always is.
And
it always is.
Sucked, and it always is. And like I almost dread this because I just feel like I'm just bitching about the same thing every single week, dude.
Yeah.
It's just not
I
changing.
know what you mean.
Let's talk about now. Worse. Let's talk about this defense or this offense, if I may. Like we already said, Mason Rudolph was at the helm. He had 171 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. That 1 interception was the second play of the opening drive. Made me want to shoot my brains out. It just kind of set the tone for the day when he underthrew to DK Metcalf. Got it thrown. That was one of his deep throws down the sideline, got intercepted. He had no throws in the middle of the field. Very interesting for a Chicago's defense that was missing 3 of his linebackers. Their starting linebackers were out.
Yeah.
And they just decided not to throw it in the middle of the field and utilize that at all.
Smart play.
More disgusting stuff about the offense, and unfortunately, these stats just get worse, Ben. Like I said, Mason Rudolph, 171 yards passing. 116 of those yards were yards after the catch. Not one pass was completed over 10 yards.
That's awful.
Oh no, I lied. One pass wasn't. It was in that late 2-minute drive.
Yep.
Yeah. Everything else was just small check down. And like I was kind of watching that and I was like, I mean, this offense doesn't look flashy, but like they were at times moving the ball.
Right.
I mean, they was just doing that all day. And like, yeah, you play smart, you play conservative. I don't even want to say it was smart, but it's safe. I guess it's the more right. Conservative is just a big thing. No explosive plays. It gets worse. Hold on. The entire month of November, the Steelers did not complete a pass over 20 yards.
All of November?
4 games. All of November, not one pass over 20 yards was completed for the Pittsburgh Steelers. 0 for 11 in 20-yard attempts, 2 interceptions. Jameis Winston had 5 of them against Detroit this year. And the Steelers could not get 1 in the month of November.
That's disgusting, dude. That's awful.
Disgusting. Like Aaron Rodgers wasn't looking too hot. He was like with the injury kind of shaking up through November, and like, I mean, like this game was just hard to watch on offense. Like it was just so slow, and like most of the stuff came from Kenneth Gainwell. I'm gonna hype up again. He had a really huge run on a fake tush push, which was really fun to see.
Fantastic.
Set up a good scoring position, but I mean, DJ Moore just looked like a really good wide receiver because he was just so open in the middle of the field.
Yeah, he looked awesome. He looked awesome.
Moving the ball all over the place. I have unfortunate news that I have to break. With the Darnell Washington tracker that we do every week. Darnell Washington played 49 snaps, and for the first time in his career, the Steelers have lost when he plays more than 40%, or more than 40 snaps.
That makes me really sad, in all honesty.
Makes me really sad. But you know what even sucks about that with the play calling? You know who wasn't on the field the last play on 4th down for the Steelers?
Who was that?
Well, there's 2 players. One of them was Darnell Washington, who was not on the field. The other one was Jalen Warren. Why was Jalen Warren not on the field?
Yeah, why?
I don't for like the last play, 4th down, no Darnell, no Jalen Warren.
That it's confusing.
It certainly is confusing.
Huh.
That was also just weird. Because people are also debating if they should. Now, the field goal would have been 67 yards, I believe, is what the number was. But, like, of the small list of kickers in the NFL that could make that kick, I feel like Chris Boswell's on that list.
It's definitely more likely if Chris Boswell's there.
I'm saying it's easy, but
try it.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, it was 4th and 6.
Yeah.
And you want your offense to get 6 yards when they have not completed, like, 5-yard passes all day, and they've only completed one that was over 10? Just not good, dude.
That doesn't
not
add
good.
up.
And,
That
like,
doesn't
we're
add
just
up.
not – I mean, DK's getting $130 million for 5 years, so we signed him. and we're just not getting them involved.
You know, if the Steelers are good at one thing, it's spending their money. They are great at that.
At least he's quiet about it, unlike AJ Brown. But like, they're just not getting DK involved, man.
Yeah.
And like, he did at least score, but I think he had like 30 yards of receiving. Like,
Maybe. Yeah, it was low. I know that. But
You want to know something that's super sick?
let's hear it.
It makes me cry. You know, George Pickens has 20 yards less than the entire wide receiver room combined for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
That is disgusting.
George Pickens this season has 67 catches for 1,054 yards, while all Steelers wide receivers combined for 84 catches and 1,073 yards.
You know, I did see a tweet earlier. Let me pull it up because I took a picture of it. George Pickens leaves. Kevin Dotson leaves. Kevin Bush leaves. Dante Jackson leaves. Robert Spillane leaves. Mika Fitzpatrick leaves. And they all have better
They
stats.
all get better. They all get better. We used to live in a world where when you left the Steelers, you were bad.
Mm-hmm.
We're currently living in a world when you leave, you reach your full potential. I've been saying it for years. George Pickens can be a top 3 wide receiver.
know,
and you guys thought I was insane.
I was not on that camp at all.
Watched it. I'm like, he
At
catches
all.
everything. I was like, you just get him a quarterback. He could be phenomenal.
You were right. I'll happily lay my sword down. You were right on that.
I was
You were
like,
right.
he's
he looks
so
much better
good.
at Dallas.
And he's going to earn a massive paycheck wherever that is, if it's with Dallas or not. Mm-hmm. Maybe he'll come back if we're good at spending money.
Well, if he wants his career to go well, he's not going to come back.
He's not going to come back, dude. But I saw that, and I was like, that can't be real. And then I looked it up, and it was real.
That's awful.
George Pickens is 20 yards shy of the entire wide receiver corps for the
That
Pittsburgh
is
Steelers.
disgusting.
Makes me sick. The offense was so slow. Now they're very optimistic for Aaron Rodgers to come back next week, which is the Bills. You have to host the Bills to where Josh Allen is coming off of his worst performance of his career, and he has 10 days of rest, dude. I want to talk about people being fed up about this Pittsburgh Steelers. Can I play to you a clip of James Harrison going off on this Pittsburgh
Please.
just really quickly? Oh, hold on.
Horrible defensive scheme. It's trash. It's garbage. We can't adjust at halftime. It's non-existent. Turnover on downs. We can't put out a fire. We're situationally trash. We can't do the routine things routinely. The offensive scheme is trash. The coordinator is trash. What rank are we? We're not even in the top half. Hey, we number 1 in paying, though. Spent all the money on defense. We knew our offense was what it was.
And that's a man you don't want to piss
Mike
off.
Tomlin's on pace here to have his worst defense in not only in his career but like in Steelers franchise history, the worst ranked defense.
That's not surprising. I hate to say it, it's not
disgusting.
surprising.
It's disgusting, and like I'm tired of just sitting up here complaining about the same fucking thing.
I know.
Single week.
I feel like
I'm
every
losing my
time we
mind.
record, it's like we just record the same episode, but over and over.
That's
and
what
over
I feel like
and
I'm
over.
repeating myself, and I'm driving myself even more insane than like I already have been because
We
this
thought-
is just so ridiculous.
We thought that sports podcast about Pennsylvania sports was a good idea.
Shame on us. What a bunch of idiots we are, dude. You want to know, like, the worst thing ever is that we're still going to get 9 and 8, and I'm going to tell you exactly how that's going to happen.
entirely
and you can
possible.
tell me if I'm right or if I'm wrong. Our next opponent, like I just said, Josh Allen, 10 days of rest in not in Buffalo, in Pittsburgh. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. We're going to win that game.
Really?
We then go to Baltimore. We're going to win that game. We then host Miami Monday night. Tomlin, for some reason, is really good on Monday night. I don't know why, but that's just a fact. We're going to win on Monday night against Miami. Bada bing, bada boom, we're fucking 9 and 5. Probably at this point, we're back in the lead in the AFC North with just 3 games left, and it's like you have to be an idiot to lose this lead. But then our last 3 games, we're going to lose in Detroit to the Lions. We're going to lose in Cleveland to the Browns. I think Shador is going to he's just going to make us look like idiots.
Oh my God, our comment section is.
And
be
then
so bad that
Week 18, we're going to host Baltimore for what seemingly will probably be for the AFC North, and we're going to lose. And that's going to get us a 9 and 8.
See,
And I don't even know if 9 and 8 gets you in the playoffs.
Games. I would flip the Baltimore games. I think because you said you have 2 games against Baltimore left, right?
We have 2.
Okay. You said you win
Our
the
first
one?
game, I say we win the first one in Baltimore.
See, I
which
think
we're pretty good in
that
Baltimore.
you lose the game in Baltimore, and then win the game in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, but see, it's just so on brand to lose the last game.
You raise a good point, but
it's just too on brand. But
I can't think of his name. Lamar Jackson is still. He doesn't have a victory in Pittsburgh.
No, he's not good in Pittsburgh, but I mean, yeah, Lamar Jackson's not good in Pittsburgh, but like Pittsburgh's also not good in Pittsburgh.
You raise a really good point.
The best team in Pittsburgh right now is the fucking Riverhound soccer team who just won a league championship. So congratulations to them.
Let's go.
That's just totally random, and then we'll get back on track. So they won the entire tournament, but in that playoff tournament, they scored 1 goal.
What?
All of their games were ended in penalty kicks, and they won in penalty kicks. But like they scored 1 goal in regulation.
I loved playing soccer in high school and college. I can't imagine. Like that is the most boring sport to watch.
Oh, it is.
It is so. It's 1 goal.
Anyway, I don't know, but I'm so frustrated. Everyone else is so frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
The defense and the players are also really frustrated. TJ Watt, after the game, just opened up before any questions were asked. He was like, we got to fix things, and we got to fix things really fast.
Yeah.
I also do want to shout out Patrick Queen. He did make comments kind of hinting at, like, the defensive schemes are just not good in an interview. So shout out to him for someone finally saying it.
Somebody has to.
I feel like for a while, everyone was really good PR trained and just wouldn't say anything. Patrick Queen finally just really frustrated because, again, on paper, we have a really good defense.
Yes.
We just unfortunately play on fucking grass. And that's the thing of it. I don't know, Ben. I don't know. They're not going to fire Tomlin, dude.
No,
they're not.
They won't. You know
They're not. But we need to do it now. Just do it. Because we're going to do this for another 5-10 years.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm really high on Will Howard. Really high on him.
Oh, I know.
I think he can be a good quarterback. We've seen, but like we've seen the stuff.
Play.
Well, no, so we've seen the stuff how he plays in college, and we've seen how he can develop to good. He has the size, he has the strength, he has like the knowledge for it. I don't trust Tomlin to develop a quarterback.
That's also true. That's super true.
That's where I get stuck, because Tomlin's never done it before. By the time he got there, Ben Roethlisberger was already developed from Bill Cowher, and he's just been riding through Ben this whole time. And then Ben retires, and we go through Russell Wilson, we go through Justin Fields, we go through Kenny Pickett, who was just not good, and now we're on Aaron Rodgers, who is our best quarterback since Ben retired.
Are you willing to have another bad season for a possibly great season in 2 years? Hear me out. You trade Will Howard to Minnesota. Let him get developed. Send him back to Pittsburgh. By year 3, well,
Kevin O'Connell's going to figure out Will Howard, dude. He's going to be a franchise guy. And then the Vikings are going to be great for a while.
Yeah. But Kevin O'Connell's really good at making a great quarterback and getting rid of him.
They need to get rid of J.J. McCarthy.
Yeah, right now he's
J.J. McCarthy has had Kirk Cousins, Sam Darnold, Josh Dobbs, Kyle Mullins, and Justin Jefferson produced phenomenally with those quarterbacks. So you know how bad of a quarterback J.J. McCarthy has to be for him to not fucking 9. What a dork, dude! Like, what a fucking dork. He's gonna call himself 9 and like try to lock in, and then he's just gonna throw interceptions all day.
9 interceptions.
What a fucking dork, dude! Like, what a huge dork. At least when like Shador's talking about that, he at least put up some stats.
He did, yeah. This week
J.J. McCarthy sucks.
Okay, do you have any more stuff to throw in there? Because I do have to hop out of here.
Ooh, cringe.
I'm so
No, I
sorry.
don't. Like I said, we get to host Josh Allen and the Bills. We're probably going to win that game, and it's going to piss me off, and we're going to slowly get to the road for 9-8, and we're either going to make the playoffs or we don't. It's the same fucking shit every year, and it makes me want to blow my freaking brains out.
Welcome to loving the NFL.
I just hate it, dude. Like, I just don't like it. Like, it's at the point where like I just know what the outcome's going to get.
But we do this every year. Every year. You know that you're going to forget about all this pain come the end of February. And then September, we're going to start right back again.
We're going to be at the draft in Pittsburgh in April. I'm going to be so excited for next
year.
And that makes me mad. That is what bothers me.
Oh, shoot. Well, on that note, man, we're not doing a lot of stuff that we normally do this week. Like the
it's college football. We'll bounce back next
Yeah,
year. We'll get back
yeah,
into our
we'll
NFL
get
knowledge.
back into
We had to sprinkle in some college football in there for the fans, for the kids,
Of course,
for the
kids,
guys, for the
yeah.
bros,
and the ladies.
and the ladies. We're married. Knock it off.
All right, everybody. Thank you for another awesome week. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast. Look, that's all of them. I got it.
Nice.
I almost said Facebook again.
No, we're not making a Facebook, dude. We're not making a Facebook.
All right, we will see you guys later. Until then, stay loud, stay proud. We'll see you on game day.